Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Do you remember when it was last September?
Huh? All right.
Everything wrong, gonna be alright. Come September.
September 1.
Ew, how'd that get in there?
Wow.
I love me some September, and today is September 1st. It's the month where just automatically the weather switches in the north and the northeast. Just immediately, September hits, boom, 73 degrees today in Boston, 74 in New York City, 99 in Dallas, Texas, of course. But it means football, college football is back, NFL football is coming soon. I love September.
Yeah.
And man, do I need it right now because I'm just in an absolute rage ever since that speech from Joe Biden yesterday.
Wasn't fun.
Oh my. You talk about disliking this guy with all the intensity of a trillion white hot burning suns. That doesn't even go far enough. That doesn't go far enough.
Can I get you into 2 trillion?
Yes, you could. You
2
could easily,
trillion.
You could easily get me into a quadrillion white hot burning suns today.
Oof.
You talk about the arrogance and defiance and in your face to the American people.
He was an angry man yesterday.
Wow. So we might as well dive into it. Here's how he started the speech.
Last night in Kabul, the United States ended 20 years of war in Afghanistan, the longest war in American history. We completed one of the biggest airlifts in history, with more than 120,000 people evacuated to safety. That number is more than double what most experts thought were possible. No nation has ever done anything like it in all of history. Only the United States had the capacity and the will and ability to do it, and we did it today. The extraordinary success of this mission was due to the incredible skill, bravery, and selfless courage of the United States military and our diplomats and intelligence professionals.
To refer to this catastrophic debacle as an extraordinary success, that shows tone deafness on a scale bigger than the Milky Way galaxy. If this was an extraordinary success, I would hate to see what failure looks like to this imbecile. Wow. Extraordinary success. When he's lost even CNN on this debacle. Even CNN and MSNBC have taken a different perspective on this extraordinary success than him. But there was much more. And here's some of what he had to say.
The Taliban has made public commitments, broadcast on television and radio across Afghanistan, on safe passage for anyone wanting to leave, including those who worked alongside Americans.
Okay, well, then the Taliban has made public commitments on radio and television. Oh, okay, why don't you tell us that?
Yeah.
Because we all know the Taliban's word is like the Rock of Gibraltar, right? We know it's unmovable. You can't, you take that right directly to the bank. That we all know the Taliban has made public commitments.
Yeah, what do you want? They've committed.
I don't know. What am I looking for here? Jeez, if I can't take the word of the Taliban, then how picky am I? Right?
You're right.
I can't be satisfied with anything.
No, but is the Taliban's word as good as a Biden's?
Oh, wow. That's a hard one. I don't know.
I give you my word as a Biden.
I'd say they're about on equal footing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'd give them equal footing.
Race to the bottom.
Yep. And then he had this to say about the deadline of August 31st.
Oh, okay.
Let me be clear.
Please.
Leaving August the 31st is not due to an arbitrary deadline.
Oh.
It was designed to save American lives.
What? Okay, so leaving the 31st was not due to an arbitrary deadline. No, we all know that. It was based on the deadline the Taliban gave us. When they said there'd be consequences. If he didn't meet his own deadline, there'd be consequences. And it was designed to save American lives. Did you mention that to the families of the 13 Marines that were just slaughtered by suicide bombers? Did you tell them that we did it to save lives? I'll bet he did, because those families are not pleased with him. They met with him the other day, and we'll share some of what some of the family members had to say about this guy. It's just a quick preview. It's not good. He also had to take the time, of course, because the buck stops with him, right? He's told us that in the past. And did he ever show that yesterday?
I take responsibility for the decision.
No. He takes responsibility for the decision. And then he went on to say that it was Donald Trump's fault, essentially.
Yeah.
Now some say we should have started mass evacuation sooner. And couldn't this have been done in a more orderly manner? I respectfully disagree.
You respectfully disagree. About what? About getting Americans out sooner? You disagree. So the terrorist strike that killed 13 troops and 170 people overall, that's a good outcome? Leaving Americans behind and at the mercy of these radical terrorist douchebags, is that a good outcome? Losing the respect and the trust of our closest allies, was that a good outcome? Losing the deterrent of our enemies, being afraid to mess with America, that was a good outcome, I guess. You respectfully disagree with what part of this unadulterated catastrophe do you respectfully disagree with? That is asinine. And after saying the buck stops with him, that he takes full responsibility, he proceeded to blame Donald Trump for everything. For everything. This brain-dead bastard doesn't have a decent bone in his dementia-riddled body. He's a despicable liar without shame, without honor, without wit. He's lost all of it. This speech was nothing but a pathetic plea to try to place blame and responsibility on anybody but himself. He's the commander-in-chief. He doesn't accept responsibility for any of it. Now, he keeps saying he does, and then he gives all the responsibility to Trump.
Exactly right. Well, either that or the Afghan military, who we'll get to later, I'm sure.
Right.
A transcript shows that just weeks before the fall of Afghanistan, he was praising the Afghan army, saying they are very strong and very capable. So, bro, stop, okay? Because if the buck stops with you, then that's a full stop, as AOC would say, right?
Yes,
you
full
don't
stop.
keep going, man.
Exactly right.
Oh my gosh, this
exactly
guy.
right. But over and over and over, he blamed his predecessor. I mean, everything he said was to lay blame with anyone but him. But this miserable, evil scumbag having the audacity to claim he takes full responsibility when he doesn't take any responsibility for any of it. Oh, except for the, how did he put it here? I wrote it down because I didn't want to, extraordinary success. He did take the blame for the extraordinary success of the operation. Jeez. I mean, I can't, I was in stunned outrage the entire the entire speech. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, and then to follow up with Jin Saki right after that, man, it was a rough afternoon.
Really was. Jeez. You know, I thought things with Obama were bad. I really disliked Obama. And Clinton. Clinton is Ronald Reagan compared to these guys.
So true.
I mean, can you remember the Clinton years? How bad we thought he was?
Yeah, you want to talk about an Overton window in full effect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that guy reformed welfare. Well, Congress did, and he signed the bill. So...
Yeah, I think what... Bill Clinton, I think you could sum up, if you had to pick one word to describe all these presidencies that we're looking back in retrospect, let's see. Clinton, selfish, right? Obama, radical. Biden, destroyer.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
just destroying what is left of this country.
Yes. He's absolutely finishing the fundamental transformation of America from a once great nation to a third world country. You know, we've talked about some of the outcomes that we've seen from this guy in just the first not even 8 months, and it's a disaster already. And we're not even through the first year yet. And then he stands there defiantly, arrogantly, telling us that everything's great, that this couldn't have gone any better. Like we're the stupid ones not thinking this was fantastic. How can you not? It's like that one time when Obama said, they should be thanking me.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Oh, my gosh. That just set me on fire. This was worse. This is worse. Because you've got bipartisan agreement that this is one of the biggest military debacles in history. Yeah. And then so the other group of people that he placed the blame with, other than Donald Trump, was the U.S. military, the military leaders, when he said that there was unanimous agreement to do it this way. Unanimous agreement? If that's true, they should all be fired right now. All of them. All of them.
Hold on a second.
Unanimous agreement from the Joint Chiefs, from the Pentagon, from every general and every civilian leader he spoke to. It was unanimous.
Yeah, an Army colonel assigned to the 82nd Airborne Division wrote in frustration a series of encrypted messages that detailed the failed effort to extricate a group of American citizens hours before the last U.S. soldiers departed Afghanistan. Quote, we are abandoning American citizens. Does that sound like unanimous support on this evacuation?
No. Mm-mm. Sure doesn't.
And you're the commander-in-chief. I don't care if everybody beneath you agrees in one way or another. You get to make the final say. Does the buck stop with you or doesn't it, man? He tries to have it both ways.
Well, it absolutely
doesn't.
doesn't.
Sentence. He tries to have
sure
it
does.
both ways.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He loves to say the buck stops with him. He loves to say, I take full responsibility, but then he doesn't do it. Wow. I mean, I do think that the mainstream media noticed it as well. And I don't think that this speech went over really well with anybody. I think, again, there's bipartisan agreement that this is a travesty. And then you've got the meeting with the Gold Star families, the families who just lost their loved ones. I think there was it 11 or 12 Marines and then
Navy medic.
Navy. It just really horrific. Mm-hmm. And Shanna Chappell.
Yeah, so she posted this on her
Is this Facebook or
Instagram account.
Okay.
It's a mom of one of the fallen. Yeah. And she recounted her...
She got to talk to Biden.
Yeah, and she had her account deleted by Instagram for this post right here.
You got to be kidding me. Mm-hmm. They're deleting Gold Star mothers' accounts of their meeting with the president. Mm-hmm. Wow. What she wrote is, President Joe Biden, this message is for you. I know my face is etched into your brain. I was able to look you straight in the eyes yesterday and have words with you. After I lay my son to rest, you will be seeing me again. Remember, I am the one who stood 5 inches from your face and was letting you know I would never get to hug my son again, hear his laugh, And then you tried to interrupt me and give me your own sob story. And we heard this from others as well, the same situation. And I had to tell you that this isn't about you, so don't make it about you. You then said you just wanted me to know that you know how I feel. And I let you know that you don't know how I feel, and you don't have the right to tell me that you know how I feel. You then rolled your eyes at me like you were annoyed with me, and I let you know that the only reason I was talking to you was out of respect for my son, and that the only reason why I then proceeded to tell you again how you took my son away from me, and how I will never get to hug him, kiss him, laugh with him again, etc. You turned to walk away. And I let you know my son's blood was on your hands, and you threw your hand up behind you as you walked away from me, like you were saying, okay, whatever. You are not the president of the United States, Biden. Cheating isn't winning. You are no leader of any kind. You're a weak human being and a traitor. You turned your back on my son, on all of our heroes. You're leaving the White House one way or another because you do not belong there. My son's blood is on your hands, all 13 of them. Their blood is on your hands. If my President Trump was in his rightful seat, then my son and the other heroes would still be alive. You'll be seeing me again very soon. By the way, as my son and the rest of our fallen heroes were being taken off the plane yesterday, I watched you disrespect us all 5 different times by checking your watch, something the White House doesn't deny, as a matter of fact.
5 times?
5 times. Oh. What the F was so important that you had to keep looking at your watch? You're nobody special, Biden. America hates you. Yeah. Now, it's understandable. Her rage is really understandable. Mm-hmm. And he deserves it. And he stood there. You don't stand there and argue, no matter your ideology or what the situation was. You don't stand there and argue with a Gold Star mother who 4 days before this lost her son.
Yeah. If the buck stops with you, you just stand there and you take it.
You take it. And then you tell them, I am so sorry for your loss. And you move on.
What a Jeffy
despicable.
says,
it's evil.
Jeffy
it's evil.
Just told me that Instagram has put her account back up and said, it was an error.
Oh, okay. Wow. They make a lot of errors.
They sure do.
People, don't they?
They sure do.
And it's only one kind of error, really.
Huh.
They always seem to screw up with people who are saying something that might be conservative leaning or something that goes against their political ideology and sensibilities. That's really weird. And so often they make their mistakes that way.
Yeah, and we heard the mother of Riley McCollum, who called in to Will Cow. She expressed her displeasure on the phone with him. And a sister yelled at Biden, I hope you burn in hell. That was my brother.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they have made it very clear how they feel about him.
I think it was Riley's son that was the one with an IQ of 156.
Well, Riley's the Marine, so...
okay. I think it was Riley himself. Then what's his mom's name?
Kathy, I believe. But you're saying that Riley's the one?
I think Riley's the one. One of them has an IQ of 156. He didn't have to be in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Could have been doing anything.
Wow, that was Riley, yeah. Wow.
He could be, being propagandized at Harvard or Yale right now. He could be making 6 figures to start out in Silicon Valley. He instead chose to serve his country. Genius starts at 140.
Wow.
His IQ is 156. That shows you that here's a person with, the world by the tail. They could do anything.
Yeah.
And he chose to be in the U.S. Marine Corps. It's amazing. Just amazing. And just heart-wrenching that they've got a president of the United States that responds to them in this way. Even Meghan McCain, how close her dad was with all these Democrats because he was like-minded in so many things.
Yeah, and you remember he went on The View shortly after John McCain's death, and had that touching moment with Meghan, and they
Biden and Meghan McCain, yeah.
right, and
Yeah.
they talked about her dad, and they shared some memories.
So she tweeted out, "This is extremely difficult for me to say. I once thought I truly knew Joe Biden, and he helped me through pain and grief, for which I am grateful. This man on TV giving this speech, I do not recognize this man. God help our country. God help the Americans we've abandoned." That's a great tweet and so true. And, they don't even know nor care how many Americans they've left behind. Right. They say less than 200. Then Biden alludes to 500. Then George Stephanopoulos the other day, when he was interviewing Biden, mentioned 10,000 to 14,000. Oh. And we've only gotten 5,500 out. So do the math on that. Let's say it's up to 6,000 we've taken out. Well, that leaves a 4,000 to 9,000 person gap in who they've left stranded in Afghanistan.
Whoa. You can't say that word.
Right.
Well, unless you're the Pentagon spokesman.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
that's
hear
right.
that? Hey, listen to this guy.
So what does that look like? How does diplomacy get those people out of the Taliban-controlled Afghanistan?
It's not completely unlike the way we do it elsewhere around the world. I mean, we have Americans that get stranded in countries all the time.
Whoa, he just said stranded in countries all the time?
Wait, play that one more time. That can't be what he said.
Surely
that
not.
can't be
Surely
what he
not.
said.
So what does that look like? How does diplomacy get those people out of the Taliban-controlled Afghanistan?
It's not completely unlike the way we do it elsewhere around the world. I mean, we have Americans that get stranded in countries all the time.
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
Huh.
We have Americans that get stranded in countries all the time.
Why do you keep saying that word? You know you're not supposed to say that word. Jen Psaki made that very clear the other day.
Right. Here's what she
Does
said.
the president have a sense that most of the criticism is not of leaving Afghanistan, it's the way that he has ordered it to happen by pulling the troops before getting these Americans who are now stranded? Does he have a sense of that?
First of all, I think it's irresponsible to say Americans are stranded.
Right.
They are not.
They're
We are
not.
committed
They're
to
not.
bringing Americans who want to come home.
Oh.
We are in touch with them via phone, via text, via email,
Right.
via any way that we can possibly
Any
reach
way.
Americans
Come on,
to
Pete.
get them home if they want to return home.
There are no Americans
No
stranded.
Americans
is
stranded.
the White House's official position on what's happening in Afghanistan right now.
I'm just calling you out for saying that we are stranding Americans in Afghanistan when we have been very clear that we are not leaving Americans who want to return home. We are going to bring them
And yet
home.
you
And I
did.
think that's
You
important
did.
for the American
Stranded.
public to hear and understand.
Huh. Just like it was important for the Iraqis to hear and understand.
They are not near Baghdad. Don't believe them. They are nowhere.
Remember?
This is silly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, so is it fair to say they're stranded now?
No.
Jim?
No.
They
It's,
are not
they're
near
not-
Baghdad.
they're not near-
Don't
no.
believe them.
Don't
They
believe-
are nowhere. This is silly.
And the American citizens are not stranded.
Huh?
It's just silly that you're even saying that. They're not stranded.
Wait a minute. That's
Yeah.
not what I'm hearing,
Yeah, we leave people behind all the time,
right?
according to the Pentagon spokesman. We've left them stranded in a lot of different places. We spit on the ones who've been stranded in Afghanistan. Pfft, that was nothing. You haven't seen stranded yet until you see what happens in Taiwan. Then you'll see stranded.
Oh boy. Well,
Right.
CNN must have a different definition of stranded then, because they talked about a Texas family yesterday.
Even CNN talked about a Texas family
yeah.
still in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Not stranded though, right?
No, obviously
okay.
not.
All right. Here's their story.
Well, how crushing do you think this moment is for the, let's say, 250 Americans and so many others, thousands of Afghans who were still desperate to try to get out?
I think it's absolutely crushing. Of course, Wolf. I spoke earlier on in the day with a family of 4 from Houston, Texas. They told me they had been going to the airport for 2 weeks, trying desperately to get out. They all have American passports. They had gone to Afghanistan to visit the mother's family, and essentially the issue was they couldn't get past the Taliban. They were in touch with the U.S. military. The military was trying to facilitate their departure.
Wow.
All right. Well, CNN cherry picking.
So they
an example, obviously, because they hate the president so much. But that's it. I mean, that's everybody, right? Just that one family wasn't able to get.
Well, not exactly. Also left behind is a 3-year-old boy from California stranded in Afghanistan, left to die there. Oh God. I don't know who is this kid staying with now.
Yeah.
So what are his chances of getting out alive?
Right. Okay, so you found a couple of examples there.
Just a
It's
few.
not like any
It's
heroes
not like,
that may
come
have
on
helped
now.
us along the way.
Well, here's the former Afghan interpreter who helped rescue Biden.
Oh,
Pleading
no.
for help. Don't forget me, was his quote. He previously saved then Senator Joe Biden.
Wow.
Rescued him. The interpreter saved him and then Senators Chuck Hagel and John Kerry after their helicopter was forced to land during a snowstorm in 2008. And he is begging Joe Biden not to forget him. Hello, Mr. President, he said. Save me and my family. Don't forget me here. His visa application for immigration to the U.S. was stalled when the defense contractor he worked for lost the necessary documents.
Oh, God.
Jeez. Brian Genthy, a former staff sergeant in the Arizona National Guard who brought Mohammed along on the 2008 mission to rescue the senators, told the outlet, when the Taliban took over Kabul on the 15th, Mohammed attempted to flee to the airport but was then told he would have to leave his wife and children behind.
Oh.
So he stayed. Army veterans who worked with him called lawmakers on his behalf. If you can only help one Afghan, choose Mohammed. That was written by Sean O'Brien, an Army combat veteran who worked with him in 2008. He earned it. Mohammed is now in hiding from the Taliban.
Of course.
And said he's afraid to leave his house. Well, obviously. Interpreter's inability to flee appears to be in contradiction to the promises from the White House.
Well, yeah, the Taliban, right?
Yeah.
Because they're
right.
good now. They're
That's
good
right.
guys. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a completely different Taliban now.
Right.
Now they have helicopters they can hang people from.
But wait a minute. The National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, we're still working hand in hand with him. We're going to take care of them, and they're going to help us out by letting these people get out, right? Because we're helping them so much. So they're going to love us now, right? Clip 11.
We're going to work with the Taliban. Does that include the prospect of giving them aid?
Well, first of all, we do believe that there is an important dimension of humanitarian assistance that should go directly to the people of Afghanistan. They need help with respect to health and food aid and other forms of subsistence, and we do intend to continue that. Secondly, when it comes to our economic and development assistance relationship with the Taliban, that will be about the Taliban's actions. It will be about whether they follow through on their commitments to safe passage for Americans and Afghan allies.
So we are going to work with them.
To not allow Afghanistan to be a base from which terrorists can attack the United States or any other country. Their commitments with respect to upholding their international obligations. It's going to be up to them. And we will wait and see by their actions how we end up responding in terms of the economic and development assistance.
Wait, go back to that shot, the last one with the split screen with Kirby and the Taliban fighter. That's who we're helping right there.
Kirby, how long's the...
No, he looks fine, right?
Yeah.
A friendly guy.
Corby, how long's the delay in there? I forget. I got to remember this. My gosh.
Like 8 seconds, I think.
Okay, guys.
I don't know, but that's outrageous. That we'd even consider giving aid to the Taliban. Oh. And we're beyond considering. It's just happening.
He said,
we're just doing it.
And he said that's going to continue?
Yeah, it's going to continue. Well, it depends on their behavior, but... so far, I mean, they did make some commitments on TV. Let's not forget, Keith.
The TV commitment?
Yeah. Biden, not only have they pinky swore, they pinky swore to us that they wouldn't hurt anybody. Okay. And then they made some TV commitments.
They wouldn't hurt anybody. We have story after story after story. we have the comedian, we have the folk singer, and now we have one of the only 4 female fighter pilots for the nation of Afghanistan stoned to death yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
But I thought, didn't we have a pinky promise that everybody...
We did have a pinky promise.
There it is. The buck stops here.
Yeah. And don't forget the TV commitment they made. There's a TV commitment.
Forget that one.
Yeah.
No! Please, no! No!
It's Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
A couple of tweets here. Carl Smith tweets. So the subtext of Joe's speech yesterday was that only the U.S. has the resources and commitment to retreat in such a spectacular manner. Yes, that's right. And from Troy Vicker, why would someone have to blame everyone else for such a monumental success? Both great points. Tremendous points. Oh, and by the way, I guess it's, Jeffy time. Were we supposed to do the...
Yeah, I thought we had the other one planned. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Apparently it does.
I guess it does now.
Well, yeah. I can still switch.
Okay. Thank you. I wanted to hear that one today. That was my request.
When you get stuck between the moon and New York City, your name is Jeffy. That's true.
There we go. It's just beautiful.
When you get stuck between the moon and New York City, the best that you can do, the best that you can do is chew the fat.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It comes with
They're
artwork
nice.
and everything.
Yeah, artwork.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Got
right?
special graphics
there-
for it.
Awesome.
There you are.
Right there.
That's right.
Looks like you got a little bit more space between the
Thank
moon
you.
and New York City than previously thought, though.
Yeah,
Got
it
a
looks like
wiggle
you
room.
could almost, that must be the moon at its furthest distance.
Yeah.
And it's just starting to
That's
free
the
him.
angle.
Yeah.
It's just the angle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So today it begins in China, anyway. They have issued strict new measures aimed at curbing what authorities describe as youth video game addiction. New rules ban minors from playing video games entirely between Monday and Thursday.
What do they have against minors? They've worked all day.
I know.
Digging up copper and gold.
And that's fine. They're happy with you doing all the digging, just no video games.
Oh, okay.
They can only
All
play
right.
games between 8 and 9 p.m.
What the heck?
on Fridays, weekends, and on public holidays.
Do they have is there like a government timer or something?
That limits the gaming to 3 hours a week for most of the weeks.
How
of
do
the
they
year.
know when the kids are online?
Because they know.
Because they're a
on
communist
It's
government.
or
China.
gaming.
And
Jeez.
they had way too much freedom yesterday because they were allowed to play games for an hour and a half per day.
So wait a minute.
And 3 hours on public holidays.
So a nation that can make sure that these kids aren't going past their time limit on screen time there.
Correct.
They can't keep a virus from escaping and infecting the entire planet, but they can micromanage the kids' video game habits?
In recent months, they've targeted e-commerce and online education, have implemented new regulations to curb anti-competitive behavior after years of rapid growth in the technology sector. The gaming restrictions are part of the ongoing crackdown on the technology companies amid concerns that technology firms, many of which provide ubiquitous messaging, payments, and gaming services, they have outsized influence on society. We can't have that. We don't want that from going on. So last month, they banned companies that provide tutoring in core school subjects from making a profit, which wiped out billions in market value. So Winnie the Pooh, Xi Jinping, whatever his name is, taking the bull by the horns in China. You're getting just a little bit too big. You need to be reminded who's in charge. And if you don't, just take a look at Jack Ma. He found out that. Got a little bit too lippy on a couple of things saying about capitalism. Oh, no. No, we can't have that. He just disappeared for a while. They didn't kill him.
No, they
but
didn't.
He did just disappear for a while. And when he came back, everything's fine.
Had a little bit different attitude,
He
I think,
did
when he came back.
did. It was
Surprisingly.
Well, that's
Surprisingly.
vacations will do that to you.
Yeah, they will. He was refreshed and ready to go.
He was. I know, Pat, that you were among the many concerned about the milk crate challenge that we talked about last week. Well, and you remember the milk crate challenge? We had this video from.
Yeah, this guy starts out really well, and then whoa, boom!
No. Is there a follow-up?
Face first, right into the pavement.
TikTok has now banned the milk crate challenge
Have they?
from its
That's
platform.
too bad. I was going to do
Because
that
like
later.
you,
Too many people got hurt.
they have concerns that users participating in the trend could be seriously injured. So that's good news. I mean, you remember the Skull Breaker challenge that was
what?
banned.
No.
What? No.
People got. People were seriously injured, and
man, that is insane.
Do you remember the throw it in the air challenge?
Oh
No.
no! What is no?
The throw it in the air challenge, where these kids they would stand in a circle and just throw stuff up in the air, and they weren't supposed to move. People were getting injured with that. So that those are just a few.
Oh my gosh!
Idiocracy times infinity.
So, I mean, do you know where your kids are? Just a question.
Wow.
Just wondering.
This is why China keeps their kids off the electronics right here.
Yeah.
I would rather have these kids playing games.
Yeah, that's true.
Playing video games
you're right.
than throwing a suitcase in the air and get clonked in the
Or
head.
a ladder. What in the world?
And that one kid, after when the ladder was thrown, the one kid moved. Gutless. Anyway. In the words of Dr. Ian Malcolm from the documentary Jurassic Park,
life finds a way.
Scientists say a rare shark, virgin birth, may be the first of its kind after a baby shark was born in an all-female tank in an Italian aquarium.
What?
The baby smooth hound shark named Ispera, which means hope in Sardinian, was born at the aquarium in Sardinia, Italy. Its mother had spent 10 years living in a tank with one other female. Scientists suspect the newborn could be the first documented case of the shark parthenogenesis. Yeah. What was that?
Parthenogenesis.
Yeah. In that species. So the
parthenogenesis.
It's a rare phenomenon where an egg develops into an embryo without being fertilized by sperm.
In the world?
The process has been observed in more than 80 vertebrate species, according to Live Science, including sharks, fish, and
Did an
reptiles.
angel visit the shark?
About 15 species of sharks and rays are known to do this, according to the director of Sharks and Rays Conservation Program at the Mote Marine Laboratory in Florida. The response can also be triggered in captive sharks who are separated from males for long periods of time. So we'll see. Marine biologists at the aquarium have sent DNA samples to the laboratory to confirm that this was born through
parthenogenesis.
But, we'll find out if maybe the female was sneaking out of the big tank at night for a little.
Or they dropped a male in there a few times and they got down to some business.
Yeah, a little daddy shark business, yeah. We'll find out.
By the way, but let me for just
what do you mean, come on?
Come on.
Huh? What?
Of course there was a male shark in there at some point. I don't believe it.
What about
the
parthenogenesis?
Yeah, the
you don't believe in the parthenogenesis, the word of the day? By the way, if you want to see all these crazy videos that Jeffy's been referring to at 4 p.m. Eastern, head to youtube.com/PatGray, and you will see them for yourself.
Speaking of life finding a way, 68-year-old Mexican dancer, actress Lynne May is still claiming she's pregnant. She announced that she was expecting a baby
She been
with
in a tank?
Musician Marcus D1.
Oh.
And, I mean, who's 31, by the way.
And how old is she?
68.
Okay.
I don't have to tell you, Pat, that Marcos D1 is the Los Angeles-based recording artist.
No,
who,
of course not.
With his unique brand of Latin pop music and acute business savvy as a fashion model and successful beauty industry entrepreneur.
Corby, don't play business. Do not play business.
Marcos, he seemed surprised that after what he called a drunken one-night stand that this could happen. But, I mean...
Apparently it happened.
But then he went on to say that they have a special relationship, but not a relationship. Oh, alrighty then. And she has now announced that she's 3 months pregnant, and he is, according to her, very happy that he's going to be a dad.
Good.
And she posted a baby scan with "It's a boy" on the post.
Oh, no.
So it has to be true, right?
Yeah,
she couldn't lie about something like that.
She'll be 93 when the kid graduates college.
But at 68 years of age, it should be fun for Lynne May, if it's true. We'll see. It's actually true. I know.
91 or I suck at math.
94. Yeah. If she's 68 now, in 18 years.
I said college. I was trying to get her into the 90s there.
So if we put the 18-minute together along with the 7-minute together, you got 22 minutes.
She's got to be pregnant.
With 8 minutes of ads, you got 30
for
minutes.
9 months, right? So
it's
round up.
Just perfect. Since we're talking about things you don't see every day, in Marshfield, Wisconsin, at a McDonald's drive-thru, Jessica Nelson videoed what she couldn't believe. And she stated on the video that there's a whole ass cow in the back of a car.
No, no!
I got some cattle.
I'm driving to the town.
Under the caption that she posted, tell me you live in Wisconsin without telling me you live in Wisconsin. She said in an interview with Fox 6 News that she seemed to have been the only one freaking out about the cow being in the Buick.
You probably saw dinner right there, right?
And she said that there were, she also said in this interview that there were 3 calves in that car.
Wow.
I watched that video a couple times, man. That's a tight squeeze for 3 of them. One of them might have been in the trunk, I guess. I don't know.
By the way, this is bothering me so much, I got to say, that if the woman is 68, right? Okay. And we're talking about the graduation day.
Yeah.
That's going to be 86.
No.
Okay?
I was
In 18
years, that's 86.
College.
Okay, well, then if you add another 4,
Oh, but wait.
then you've got 92.
But wait, she's just now pregnant. So I'm rounding up a year, 91. Thank you.
Okay.
That's how I got there.
Still doesn't work.
Still doesn't work.
Yeah,
No,
it does. It
that's
works.
right.
It works.
Still doesn't work.
It works.
Let's just say she's maybe a bit on the mature side to be starting a family.
That's a good word.
Well, it's a surprise, actually. You know, if you're gonna, decide if you're Marcos D1.
Yeah.
And you decide, you're gonna maybe have a little business with the 68-year-old.
Yeah.
You probably think you're safe.
You probably do.
Parthenogenesis.
But obviously they weren't. Let me take a minute and tell you about Gabi Insurance, because Gabi Insurance, when it comes to car and home insurance, we deserve better than what we normally have. I know I do. I put my policy to the test, turned to Gabi, and Gabi literally stands for Get a Better Insurance. Getting better insurance with Gabi is easy, because all you do is upload your current policy, and then they can compare apples to apples. So you know you're going to get the same coverage, and then they find the better price for you. Now, if they can't find a better price, you get the peace of mind that, all right, I'm paying the lowest price I can. They are the one true comparison platform, because they compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges. It's just a...
What about limes?
Or a lime to a lime.
Okay, just checking.
A banana to a banana, kumquat to a kumquat. I think you get it.
It's
now,
tough
right?
finding a good rate for kumquat insurance.
Yeah, it is. But Gabi can show you how to do it. Their customers save an average of $961 a year. That's awesome. And they don't sell your info either. They'll never sell your info, so you won't get any annoying spam or robocalls that came originally from them. Put your policy to the test like I did. Get a better insurance with Gabi. It's totally free to check out, and there's no obligation. Go to Gabi.com/unleashed. That's GABI.com/unleashed.
It's Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
And now through Labor Day, which is Monday, you get 15% off the Don't Vax Me Bro t-shirt when you use the promo code NOVAX at PatHeadshop.com. So do that today. PatHeadshop.com.
So as we continue with Chewing the Fat, which is a podcast you should subscribe to, by the way, on whatever little platform warms the cockles of your heart. If you were the one in that car with the cows, you may have wanted the super protective anti-fog face shield, or you're an anti-masker. This may actually work for you.
Oh, that was great.
Wow, that was good stuff.
That was really
Now, so that works?
Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, here we go.
Check out the new super protective anti-fog face shield.
Wow.
Suitable for travel, mountain climbing, school experiments, factories, mines, cycling, sports, construction sites, and other workplaces. And it effectively prevents iron fillings, dust, and other objects from splashing and causing ground injuries to your eyes. Huh?
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 So that's not meant to protect you from COVID?
So, well,
Can it do that too?
Say they've got the filter on the bottom, so I think that you may have to still mask up underneath it. I'm not positive about that. But how much would you pay?
Oh.
What if I told you this? What if I told you there was a limited stock due to high demand right now?
I give you a nickel.
How much would you pay?
A nickel, a dime. I'll give you a full dime.
Huh?
Shiny one.
$24.99. I get you out the door.
$25?
I get you out the door for $25.
Cheaper than I thought.
That's great.
Still stupid. Stupid.
Mercury. This is news for you. Mercury is no longer the closest astronomical body to the sun.
What?
Scientists have just discovered
Texas
stars
is closer, right? Texas is closer to the sun than Mercury.
They renamed Texas 2021 PH27.
That's us.
I mean,
that's us.
Yeah.
That's catchy.
Another catchy name.
Yeah, catchy.
Thank you, NASA.
2021 PH27. It's about a kilometer in size, which
that could be a billion miles, or it could be an inch and a half.
It orbits the sun in just 113 days. It's the second shortest known orbital period any object in the solar system. Mercury does it in 88 days. But it gets within 12 million miles of the sun, or 20 million kilometers, and it reaches almost 900 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, that's hot enough to melt lead.
Again, to Pat's point, why don't they just rename it Texas?
Right.
So, according to the science world, PH27, I'm sorry, 2021 PH27, is an unstable orbit that crosses that of Mercury and Venus. So you see here, hopefully, that within a few million years, it's probably going to be destroyed in a collision, either with other planets or the sun, or it could be ejected from the current position.
That's so sad.
Don't know. I know.
2021 PH27. We hardly knew ye.
And it has its own GIF now, which Carnegie Scott Shepard found.
GIF?
Thank you, Pat. Thank you.
It's called really say GIF.
It's a GIF.
GIF is a peanut
GIF.
butter.
Yeah.
GIF is
It's
what
got
you're
its own
talking
GIF,
about.
GIF.
Right now.
That's what they are.
GIF.
GIF.
It's GIF.
It's GIF.
I'll call it what I want.
Okay. Well, you can call it wrong. Yeah. Is what you'll be doing.
How old is she going to be?
104?
Okay.
Niner? I don't know.
73. She's going to be 73
Wow.
by the time he graduates.
So young.
Oh, that's pretty good. She goes backwards?
Yeah.
That'd be you stealing from the cradle.
Some tweets here. Tricia Sanders 33 tweets all about the shark that just females in the tank, and one of them's pregnant now.
That's correct.
Maybe one of the sharks just identifies as female. Oh,
right.
Yeah, that's possible.
Okay.
That's possible.
I think we got there.
Mitch Foster, Biden's leadership style can only be described as Keith math.
Well, I mean, it's accurate.
Tobin for Pope campaign. 2001 America, we don't negotiate with terrorists. 2021 America, we feed, clothe, and arm terrorists, but only if they pinky promise to behave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of Afghanistan, I forgot to give you this. We got there it goes sliding. That's a breaking news there. It's a warning from the State Department. Just so you know, that's a tweet that they...
Traveler advisory level 4. Do not travel to Afghanistan due to civil unrest, armed conflict, crime, terrorism, kidnapping, and COVID-19. Travel to all areas of Afghanistan is unsafe.
So that, in case you weren't aware, the State Department is making sure...
Is that a real... That's a real tweet?
It's a real tweet. I just printed it up for you. In case you didn't know.
What do I do with my reservations now?
Well, then you're going to have to rethink your trip, aren't you?
Should have bought the insurance.
Yeah. Should have bought the insurance, man.
You never think your trip to Afghanistan is going to be canceled.
Right.
You know?
Could have seen that coming.
Right. Especially not in September. This is the off season.
Right. So bad. Classic coming at you.
Everything wrong, gonna be alright. Come September.
Yes. Means we're in the home stretch. We're heading into cooler weather eventually for Texas. You know, we still have another 3, 4, 5, 6 months. But
7, 8,
8, 9. It just doesn't happen ever, possibly. But, Halloween's just around the corner now. I love when the stores start to change. You start to see the Halloween stuff. And sometimes even Christmas stuff sneaks in there. And
oh, yeah. I love seeing the blood and gore next to the decorated Christmas tree at Home Depot.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff.
It's Nightmare Before Christmas-ish. It's just a beautiful thing. And eventually, it will cool down. And it'll feel like football season, but what I love is it really starts college football starts in earnest this weekend. Mm-hmm. Had a few games last week, right, Keith?
Couple big games last week.
There were some. Wait a minute. There were some games last week.
Yeah.
College football. Oh, I wish I'd known.
Yeah,
Shoot.
weirdly. I know. In Nebraska, sort of played.
Played for a quarter and a half, maybe.
They traveled, right? They went into another state.
Yes, they went to another state.
Okay.
Does Missouri play this weekend?
Yeah.
Against
Central Michigan.
Ooh, when Missouri and Central Michigan
the
get
fighting
together.
Chippewas, baby.
You throw out all the record books. Of course, BYU plays Arizona on ESPN on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
So it all starts. It's on like Donkey Kong.
If Nebraska doesn't beat the Fordham Rams.
Fordham.
Ooh. I didn't realize they still had a program.
I will not be here next week.
Fordham.
I will not be here next week.
They've bitten off a lot to chew there, haven't they? Oh, you don't want none of that.
Yeah. Followed by Buffalo, and then Oklahoma, and that one's gonna hurt. We're gonna need a safe word for that game, y'all.
The safe word is COVID-19.
Yeah,
sorry, we can't play this.
Yeah.
We're on COVID protocol.
Yes.
We can't play.
We need an outbreak in Lincoln right now. Start working on that, y'all.
Absolutely. All right. Yesterday, we have our monitors in here that monitor CNN and Fox, and so we can't always hear what they're saying, but we happened to be at a break when SE Cup came on CNN. What the hell happened to SE Cup? What is going on there?
That was in an accident or something?
No. Well, she's been in a mind accident of some sort, an ideology accident.
Yeah.
This is not the person we knew. That's for sure. When did she leave? Like
she would say that
4 years ago.
No,
5?
it was longer than that. Yeah, it's been longer than
6,
that. It's been a long
7,
time.
12.
Man.
Well, she never came to Texas with us, so it's been it's going on 9-10 years then. So it's been a while, but she's been CNNified for sure.
CNNified, very well said.
Check out what she had to say.
They're going to have her on there to, what's that first clip say?
We're talking
Joining
about...
us now is CNN political
hang
commentator.
on for just a second. We're talking about conservative hosts that...
Oh, yeah, that just died of COVID.
Right.
Yeah, and
and they're loving that.
Well...
the left is just eating that up.
That's true.
Anybody who said, hey, I don't know about this vaccine, and then dies without having been vaccinated, they love it. It's really sad, but they love it. Anyway, here's what she had to say.
This new trend and what we were seeing, is there any chance it could change minds? Because we're hearing even from Phil Valentine's brother, who was saying if he could tell you now to get it, he would.
Look, you hope so. I mean, these are anecdotal examples, but you hope that they are jarring enough. I think this is a bigger problem, though, with right-wing media. And, years ago, I was asked to fill in for a right-wing radio host for a couple days.
Pause it for a second.
I brought my...
Years ago, she was asked to fill in for a right-wing host?
Yeah, I don't know who she's talking about because she talks about a radio station here.
I don't either, but she worked at the Blaze.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point you make there.
What are you talking about? Years ago, I was she's completely disassociated herself.
It might not have been the Blaze, though. That
it might not have been. That's not what I'm saying.
I know.
She worked. Your example is you filled in once for a conservative person.
Yeah, she doesn't.
And why did they ask you to fill in? Because you worked for the Blaze. And it wasn't like she was the fluke liberal on the Blaze either. Wow, that's bizarre.
No, she was doing her own show and doing part of the news.
Yeah, the round table show. I forget what we called that, but it was with Will Kane and
Buck Sexton.
Buck Sexton.
Yeah, there was a bunch of them.
Right. All right. What else did she have to say?
I did my job. I brought my strong opinions and passion and facts, and was told after by the station owner, that was great, but you aren't outraged enough. And I think the industrial outrage complex that has taken over right-wing media has been really corrosive. Outrage is all that matters. And I think a lot of these guys that you just mentioned really, took their characters seriously and wore their characters not just on the air, but when they got home, to the point
Pause it for a second.
that they refused.
I have never been told by any program director at any station, any time, you weren't outraged.
No. You were told to be more magazine.
Yeah. Dude, you got to be more magazine. I've been told that. But never have I been told you need to be more outraged. You need to be more outraged.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that you're at CNN where people being disingenuous is just par for the course. But don't try to paint with this broad brush that conservatives are playing a character because everything I say out here, I believe.
It's real.
Okay?
Jeez.
Oh.
She was up. If this is the case, she must have been playing a character of some kind when she worked here.
Right.
Right? All right, let's see the rest.
And were their characters not just on the air, but when they got home, to the point that they refused
were almost
a
that
life-saving
person.
vaccine.
To the point where they almost believed those things. Can you imagine anybody believing anything for real and not just doing it because they're paid to do it? Like we all do?
Whoa,
I mean, we're all paid to be outraged on the left here.
Right.
Can you imagine people who feel differently on the other side of the spectrum?
Crazy.
Huh.
That's crazy, Jay. Sorry.
You read about me?
This happens in our own worlds, man.
Then she talked more about being mad at the conservative media.
There have been no consequences for lying, whether that's as a president, President Trump, elected officials.
Yeah, because Biden's never
members
lied.
of the right-wing media. There are no consequences. There is, in fact, safe harbor for doing so. And lots of people who find conspiracy theories and lies to be more comforting than facts and the truth. So, I mean, there's blame to go around. But if you are a part of the media, and I'm looking at you, Fox News, and you are not fact-checking.
We're looking at you, S.E. Cup.
Thank you.
You're not fact-checking your host.
Are you kidding me?
You are the problem.
They couldn't exist.
Miss
I'm
Holier
sorry,
than thou.
how could they exist as a network if all of a sudden they started fact checking?
Started doing that. They started doing journalism. And this is not to say there aren't people at Fox News doing good journalism, but Fox News has for too long now given comfort to liars and gaslighters and facts deniers.
She's saying this. Hold on. She's saying this on CNN and looking with a straight face at the camera.
How do they even exist as a network if they stop doing that?
Wow, it's almost like they're propaganda for the right. Unlike us, who's propaganda for the left and for Joe Biden and the Bush, the Biden administration.
Thought you'd enjoy that.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It's good stuff.
That's embarrassing.
That's sad. But hey, I guess the
now that was the
checks
CNN,
must cash.
That's the that's the CNN morning show.
Yes.
Because I mean, not that I catch that every day.
No,
I don't. But.
Well, we always have it on.
I know.
It's that guy's name that hosts that.
I don't know. He's a total douchebag, though.
Right?
He's a total. John Burnham or something?
Sure.
Yeah, he is a douchebag.
How would they exist as a network without
They have to tell the truth if they start fact-checking them. Okay. All right, you're the ones who have supported the lies of this administration since day one, and now you're seeing the results of some of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you helped him get into office, and this senile codger that's in the office of the presidency, you helped get him there.
John Berman.
It was something like that.
He's good, too.
Yeah, he's good. They're all real good. Real good on CNN. So...
Oof.
Wow, that's rough.
I'm looking at you, Fox News.
Hey.
Why don't you look in a mirror, y'all? You're
Right.
CNN, man. You are the government's propaganda wing.
Yeah, the station manager said, "What are you doing? You weren't outraged enough."
That's such nonsense.
What are you talking
I'll
about?
bet I don't believe that anybody said that to
No.
me. I don't believe it.
In fact, just the opposite. One of the most successful program directors in talk radio, our former boss, Ken Charles. What did he say? What is the only rule he had, other than be more magazine-y? It was, dude, just don't say something that I can't defend. That's
Exactly
the rule.
right.
It
Always.
wasn't be more outraged.
No.
Love you, Ken.
It was don't say stupid things that are indefensible. And that's pretty good advice.
That leaves you a wide berth to be
Yeah,
whatever
it
you
does.
want to be, man.
Yes, it does. It's typical of the left, though, continually doing that kind of stuff. And why she glossed over the whole, why were you even asked to be on a conservative radio show as a fill-in? How did that happen when you're this left-wing CNN personality? She kind of left that out. Yeah, because I used to pretend I was a conservative, and I used to say things just for money. And now I'm saying things just for money as well, but on the other side of the spectrum, which is about where she is.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Interesting, though. Well, interesting.
That is interesting.
When they go to work for CNN, the same thing happened with Allison Camerata. And by the way, where is she lately?
Oh, yeah. Isn't that her gig?
Yeah. This is her time in the morning with John Berman. Yeah, John Berman, Allison Camerata.
Yeah,
and
that's
she's been not there for some time, it seems like.
She have a kid
I
or
don't
something?
know.
I still have no idea.
I see. I mean, SE's had a kid or two.
Has she?
Yeah.
Is she
Has
married?
she? Yeah, I mean.
You mean?
You saw her, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
Just saying.
I did. I saw her. Okay. But just to look at her, I wouldn't have known that's a person who's had a baby.
You wouldn't?
No. Nope, I wouldn't.
I certainly would
did you see that Cam Newton got released from the New England Patriots yesterday?
I did, yeah.
It's
a good talent to have on a team.
Didn't he just sign a 1-year deal with them? An extension. So I wonder if
I don't know if that was a full.
Well, it was a year. He signed for this year.
Okay.
I believe. And so everybody thought, oh, okay, well, he didn't have a great year last year, but apparently he's going to be the quarterback until Mac Jones comes around. No,
Mac Jones is coming around.
he came around.
He's on my fantasy team now.
So are you going to start him, or are you
No.
starting? You're starting
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
And then I've got your boy Zach.
Yeah, Zach Wilson.
He's also on my team.
New York Jets. Had a pretty good preseason. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm in a dynasty league, so it's going to be helpful to have those guys around for a while. But yeah, poor Cam Newton's unemployed now.
He's unemployed. Remember the Play 60 commercial he did with the kid that came up to him and told him he wanted to be like him?
Yeah, that apparently
and was going to replace him. Check this out.
A lot for coming to my school today.
No problem, Nate.
I promise to exercise and eat right.
Don't forget 60 minutes of play a day, right?
And I'll grow up to be big and strong like you.
Absolutely.
And play in the NFL.
Yes, sir.
And be drafted number 1.
Maybe.
And become the starting quarterback of the Panthers.
Okay.
You can be my backup.
Excuse me?
And make Panthers fans forget about you. And become your mom's favorite player.
Whoa.
I'm just loosening my arm.
Brilliant.
Mac Jones.
Absolutely brilliant.
Mac Jones is a kid.
It turns out that's Mac Jones.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah, that was Mac Jones.
That is so well said. Whoever put that out there.
That's really funny.
Now,
that's awesome.
Cam did put a post out that said, appreciate everybody, concerned about me, but I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Don't worry about me.
He's got plenty of cash. By the way,
And I would assume somebody will pick him up.
a week from Friday, Stu will be in here, and we will have the Eagles and Falcons, his team and my team, playing off in our Week 1 Moron Trivia.
I'm surprised the Atlanta Falcons are the first team.
Yeah, that's a shocker.
I thought it was just
it's a shocker.
Fortuitous that Stu's team was playing my team Week 1. If it were Week 10, we'd do it then, but since
Just
it
happened to be the first week.
I mean, anytime we can get Stu in, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, it only took us.
No, that's what I said.
It only took us 6 months to recognize she was gone, but Allison Camerata does an afternoon show on CNN now. So our
So
bad.
she's not out, but she's just
She's just in the
mornings.
afternoons
Yeah.
now.
But they kicked her out of the morning show. Wow.
Yeah. So
That happened to What's-Her-Face from Fox. Remember? She was on the morning show. Then they replaced her with Ainsley. And then they gave her, but we're going to give you your own show in the
Right.
afternoon, which lasted about 15 minutes, and then she was gone.
Yeah, have a nice day.
Yeah. Wonder if Allison's on the way
It's
out,
been
too.
6 months, though, right? She's still
Wow.
there, so
Yeah, in
she's
April.
hanging tough.
yeah.
All right. That's how closely we follow her career. All right. If you like a good snack throughout the day, but you'd rather not pack on the pounds by snacking, here's a way that you can have a delicious snack and not feel guilty about it at all.
Good.
It's Built Bar. They're passionate about the fans who love Built Bar are passionate about the flavors that they have. Like I've heard the Rocky Road, the new Rocky Road
Not
is
bad.
a
Not
favorite of
bad.
many people around here.
Not bad.
The coconut is great. The mint brownie, double chocolate, the salted caramel's my favorite. Cookies and cream, strawberry, so good. And if you can't decide, just get a mixed box and you'll get 2 of each. Only 4 to 5 grams of sugar and 4 to 5 net carbs and 180 calories or less, but they're packed with protein. Really good. And now you can get them even faster because you don't have to type in bars. afterward, which we are all so relieved. We begged him. I called Nick and I said, Nick, you can't expect us to put built bars in the address line, can you? I mean, you can't. That's a URL that's just too much.
Yeah, and a lot of times you'll make a suggestion to a big corporation, and they'll just laugh you off or just say, "Oh yeah, I'm writing this down, sure."
Falls on deaf ears.
And he actually did it.
No, he actually did it. Yeah, he said, "All right, just for your left hand," so because I think they're all left hand.
BAR.
Yeah. So you give your left hand a rest. And just type in built.com. Built.com. Use the promo code PAT15. Save 15% off your first order. Promo code PAT15 for 15% off at built.com.
Pat Gray returns.
I do. It's true. 888-933-93 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Here's some good news.
Ooh, I need it.
The Texas heartbeat bill. The anti-abortion bill, probably not probably, it is by far the most stringent anti-abortion bill in the nation. Soon as the heartbeat is detected, you can't abort your baby legally in Texas. As of today. How amazing is that? Well, you mean if I want to kill my baby, I got to go to Oklahoma?
Well, after the 6 weeks, right? You have to go to Oklahoma.
Yes.
Or the heartbeat.
After 6 weeks. It is, I think they specify 6 weeks, don't they? They took it to a federal appeals court and tried to get the U.S. Supreme Court on it. Both of them rejected hearing it.
Oh.
Which is really surprising.
That's amazing.
I know.
Huge victory for the state of Texas in the fight against abortion. Maybe this is a step in the right direction towards saving this country. You know, in the beginning of this nation, George Washington made a covenant with God that he would be our God and we would be his people. And in the beginning, we were greatly blessed because of that. But, of course, there was a great evil that eroded our part of that covenant, slavery. And it got to the point where, because that continued, it got to the point where the nation was split in two over it. And by 1861, 1862, things were deteriorating rapidly for this nation and for our president at the time, Abraham Lincoln. Initially, Lincoln tried desperately to save the Union. That was his priority. He wanted to save the Union. But then something changed in Abraham Lincoln, and it's pretty well noted by a lot of historians that he had a spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
And his aides, his advisors, his cabinet members all talk about the change that came over him in late 1862. His priority changed completely. It was no longer about saving the Union, although obviously he wanted to do that. But his main priority became reestablishing our covenant with God and ridding America of the evil of slavery. And that's why, against all advice, even his Republican advisors, because it was so difficult and the nation was so split on it, it's not that they wanted slavery to continue. They didn't. But they kept advising him, let's deal with this later. Let's just win the war. But instead, he focused on the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863. And that's why, against all advice, he also insisted on passing the 13th Amendment, even when the war was virtually won. And everybody told him, we don't need it right now. Wait on this a while. But he wouldn't. And as soon as he did this, everything changed. Rather than lose virtually every major battle in the Civil War, which had been the case for the Union up until that point, it now completely turned around, and we won virtually every major battle. Abraham Lincoln, who's, by the way, his first name, I don't believe is a coincidence. There's another another Abraham that made a covenant with God. And he reestablished the covenant that America made with the Lord. And now we're facing another evil, and that's the slaughter of babies through abortion. It's unacceptable, I believe, unacceptable to God. And maybe, just maybe, this action by Texas is an important step to getting us right with the Lord again. Maybe that'll turn around all the other things that are going wrong in this country. That would be nice.
That'd be really nice.
But regardless, we got back on that path in Texas, and hopefully others will follow suit. And maybe we can stop killing 1.5 million babies every year in this country. 888-900-3393. A couple other bills take effect today, right?
They do.
We'll tell you about those coming up. Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. You have until what? Monday, Labor Day, to get the 15% off our Don't Fax Me Bro t-shirt at patheadshop.com.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Nice.
It's the Don't Vax Me Bro t-shirt. No Vax is the promo code for 15% off. If you think it's too early to shop for Christmas, think again.
Yeah.
Buy it now, sock it away, and then go for it. Go ahead, Jeffy.
Plus, they're saying there might be shortages when you go to buy things at Christmas.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So you don't want that.
You don't want that.
Get them now.
If they're telling you there might be, there will be.
Yeah.
I know. You're talking about us getting, perhaps Texas getting us closer back to our covenant with God with the abortion bill, the 6-week bill. Hello, Texans can buy beer and wine 10 a.m. on Sundays now, too.
Good. That's good.
You're talking about getting a covenant with God. We're back to it, my friend. Okay.
Hold on. That's really good because otherwise you miss kickoff.
That's right.
At noon when you're standing there waiting for the cashier to open up.
Well, you don't have to wait till noon. I mean,
didn't know
Perhaps I was a bit hasty on the covenant thing. I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute.
What else takes effect
the
today?
permitless carry.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, so you have,
That's right. You can carry
Anybody can.
without a license now.
yeah, that's it, baby. Let's get it out there. Everybody's going to be walking around
I
armed.
love how they named it constitutional carry.
Yeah, that's
that was
well said.
Awesome. We took a page from the liberals on that one. Yeah, we're just going to make this the best spin possible, and that's but that's what it is.
I know.
Can I just
That's
say,
what
though,
it is.
if you aren't a gun owner and you live in the state of Texas and you think that now you might want to start carrying a weapon, could you please go get classes? Could you please go get taught?
It might be good to become
You could do the
proficient.
iTarget Pro.
Yes, you could do that.
Do that.
Yeah, right.
What, Jeffy? Jeffy's
I'm
tapping
not
his
saying a
finger,
word. I'm
looking
just-
around. What is it?
Just saying, don't freaking worry about it.
I knew that the finger tapping was it's like he was loading in the chamber.
Don't worry about it. Let people do what they want to do, okay? It's America.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Pat in New York. Hey, Pat, you're on the Blaze.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi. I just want to make sure everybody remembers how important the Kex cookie is in these crazy times.
Wow, that's a good point, Pat. That's
yes.
The Kexi cookies
we
are
had-
incredibly important.
We had the Kexi cookie people on our radio show, Real Food, Real People, a few weeks ago.
Oh,
episode 112. K is for Kexi, and Jeffy called in his favorite cookies.
I did.
So we
I
had
did.
Jeffy have it.
Really?
I did, yeah.
All right, well, that's great. Appreciate it.
Anything to support Kexi Cookie.
Thanks a lot, Pat. Appreciate it.
Let me eat.
Thank you.
What's your favorite Kexi cookie?
Oh, the caramel.
Caramel,
The
yeah.
caramel. But the hot chocolate?
Hot chocolate, yeah, which I think is coming back at Christmas.
Really good.
Yeah, and we've got a whole
Really
lineup
good.
of new fall flavors. Caramel apple.
Oh.
That sounds good.
Let's see, the
Without the
ginger
apple.
sugar cookie, pumpkin spice, because you have to. It's
do that.
federal law
Yeah.
that you must do
You
a
have to do
pumpkin
that.
spice something. Cinnamon roll. The cinnamon roll cookie is
That's
outrageous.
Oh, no,
That
you
sounds
didn't.
Outrageous.
Oh, man.
And it's got that cinnamon roll icing on the top. Oh, so good. Then there's the sugar cookie. There's the Texas Cowboy, which is actually kind of a healthy thing.
Does it taste like a cowboy?
Yeah, it's no, it doesn't taste like it. No,
Okay.
but it's got
What
chocolate
does-
chips and vanilla chips and craisins, which are
Oh, yeah.
cranberries that have been
Oh, yeah. The craisins? Yeah.
Yeah,
I grew up on those, yeah.
walnuts. It's our only nut cookie. So know that. If you got a nut allergy, that's probably not the one for you.
Now you're
but
pushing the limits with this healthy stuff. What
No, it's so bougie. Oh, it's bougie.
What is happening? And next thing you know, you're going to tell me I'm going to have to type in kexybar.com.
No,
okay.
nope, just kexy.com
All right,
if
thank
you want to
you.
get some of
Oof.
this deliciousness in your life.
Now, do you think it's bougie, Jeffy?
It's bougie if it has more than 2 ingredients.
What do you have? What do you have in it? Cran apple?
No,
cranberry.
craisins.
Oh, yeah.
Craisins.
Craisins. Yeah, that is. Those are bougie.
Those are bougie. All right. Let's go to Jackson in Utah. Hey, Jackson, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, fellas. How you doing?
Doing good.
I was, as you were talking about the covenant that's between former U.S. presidents and God, it made me think, Joe ran, and he ran as this kind of spiritual leader, and I feel like he tried to do a lot of what Obama did, making himself a messianic figure, that he's a savior. And I don't know how you guys feel about this, but every single time, so almost every speech, he mentions God or he quotes scripture, and I just get this pit in my stomach.
Yeah, me too.
It feels
too.
like somebody is looking right at you and deceiving you, and it feels much more than a lie. I just wanted to get your guys' opinion.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Jackson. Yes, it feels evil to me. It has the opposite effect of what I think he intends. He can't pull it, and he also has that pseudo-sincere speech style that he thinks when he starts to whisper, that's also creepy.
He learned that from President My Boss. That's what Barack used to do.
Yeah, he did. Yes,
yeah,
he
but
did.
Barack could pull it off.
But listen to this. Here's a good example of this.
And it really is about, sort of reweaving that social fabric
And I believe this is when he was running against Trump back in the campaign.
that holds a society together.
Right.
Honesty, decency, hope, leaving nobody behind.
Right. Leaving nobody behind. Well, except the 500. We're going to leave behind 15,000 or whatever it is in Afghanistan. We don't really care. But
Hate no safe harbor.
no safe harbor.
We don't always live up to, but that's who we are.
That's who we are.
That's who we are.
That's who we are.
And it's the thing that holds us together.
Yeah. Yeah, except until it's inconvenient for me. Then I don't worry about it.
I didn't necessarily like him there.
Yeah.
And I don't like him now.
Yeah, no.
There's a window there. I know there's a gap.
It's even worse now, right?
Yeah.
Because I disliked him a lot during the campaign.
He's come a long way for me.
Yeah.
Since then, even.
Yeah.
To reach that point of I do not like that.
In other words, if Jeffy finds someone too creepy,
I didn't say creepy. I just said I didn't like him.
You're right. Good point.
But creepy definitely fits.
Yes, it does.
It definitely fits.
He is absolutely creepy, 100%. Man.
The latest from Project Veritas is kind of interesting. California high school AP government teacher has admitted to communist indoctrination of students.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this is rough.
Got an Antifa flag on the classroom wall. Are you?
Watch this guy. You're going to love him.
Check this out.
I have 180 days to turn them into revolutionaries.
180 days to make them revolutionaries.
Sacramento organization that is under the banner of Antifa is very loosely organized, right? When there is right-wing rallies and stuff, then we'll create an opposition to that. Yeah.
Beautiful. Where would he go to connect to some of these organizations?
I post a calendar every week, awesome. And then and I do it for extra credit, so they get points for doing it. So that encourages them to do it. And I've had students show up for protests, community events.
You get extra credit if you go and protest the right wingers.
All sorts of things. When they go, they take pictures, they write up a reflection. That's their extra credit. I have an Antifa flag on my wall, and a student complained about that. And you said it made him feel uncomfortable. Well, this is meant to make fascists feel uncomfortable, so if you feel uncomfortable, I don't really know what to tell you. You shouldn't be aligning with the values that this is antithetical to. So the Cultural Revolution in the 60s was fixing the problem that came about after the economic run. It ultimately failed, right? There was a lot of excesses. People were definitely shot in the streets that probably shouldn't have been.
Yeah, few.
This city, and you can see a couple of people over there that might be demonstrating that.
I have 180 days to turn them into revolutionaries.
How do you do that? How do you
Meet Gabriel Gipe. He's a public school teacher paid for by taxpayer dollars at Intercom High School in Sacramento, California. Gipe, who teaches advanced placement government classes, is not shy about his involvement in Antifa's local chapter.
Got a Missouri
He even
Tiger
has
there
an
on his-
Antifa flag and a poster of Mao Zedong in his classroom.
That's where I want my kids learning. 180 days to make them revolutionaries, Pat.
The problem is he's not the only one.
No.
Correct.
Yeah, he even talks about that in that video. I don't know if that's part of this next clip, but he talks about several teachers that are like him at that school.
Let's hear it.
It's like, utilize that propaganda, right? Like, these are all great tools on how to get, it's like, I've met so many people in my life who, when they met me, thought I was, like, off the wall, right? And now they're all Marxists, right? And I'm just like, your political identification changed. And so I have a huge political spectrum in my room on the wall.
Oh, okay.
So they take an ideology quiz in their unit 4, and I put their face, or they have to give me a picture of themselves, and I put it on the wall where they are. Every year, they get further and further left. And I've made them pay attention to where my tack marks are. Because I'm like, these ideologies are considered extremes, right? Extreme times breed extreme ideologies, right? There is a reason why Generation Z, these kids, are becoming further and further left.
Are there a lot of teachers like you, man?
I think there are more than there used to be. And I think that, there's 3 other teachers in my department that I did my credential program with, and they're rad. They're great people. And they're definitely, on the same page.
So what do you think of China, though? Have you been?
I have not. I'm actually going in April.
Okay.
Going in April,
So
though.
to go, just to see it, because I hear conflicting things.
I think it's... One,
I mean, some of it's good.
The revolution that happened in 1949 with Mao and the Chinese Communist Party, right? And then the Cultural Revolution that happened in the 60s to the 70s up until Mao's death, and then Deng coming in and opening up to capitalist, kind of investment and creating the road that they're currently on. And then what Xi Jinping is attempting to do now, kind of going back to more
he's kind of locking down
understanding
again.
of socialism. So you need a two-pronged system, which is exactly what Huey Newton and Fred Hampton understood, was that you needed propaganda of the deed, the economic, and
this is what your
also
kids are getting
cultural propaganda
in
as
high
well.
school.
You needed to retrain the way that people think.
Retrain the way people think. And all of his kids end up drifting their ideologies leftward as the
Has this
semester
guy been
goes
fired
on.
yet?
I don't know. This just broke yesterday.
Wow.
But
does he ever need to be? You don't want him anywhere near your children.
He's only got 180 days to turn them into revolutionaries, though. So,
well, that's what's happening in public schools. Many public schools.
Time to homeschool.
And that's why homeschool seems to be a better alternative the further along we go here. Doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. Seems like something maybe you should look into. As we mentioned, was it just yesterday we mentioned all the resources available to people now if you want to homeschool. You're not out there on your own twisting in the wind like it used to be, okay, where you have to scrounge and learn, teach yourself before you can teach your kids. That's not even necessary anymore because there's co-ops with people that can help. There's internet programs that can help. In fact, you could have like a Christian school teach your kids online at home. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways that you can teach them at school and not be subjected to douchebags like this guy, to communists like this guy.
Yeah, they meet me. They think I'm off the wall, and now they're Marxists. Oh, that's good.
Oh, good.
That's good.
Yeah, all right. Wow. Huh. Yeah, I bet their family's really happy with that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's tough.
Gotta be.
I mean, it's tough when you've got big tech, left tech, blocking everything. Do we have the image Elijah Schaffer posted? He went to a video on YouTube that its title is History, the American Revolution 1776 documentary. And then it says, the following content has been identified by the YouTube community as inappropriate or offensive to some audiences. That's what you're up against. I would suggest Wall Builders as a resource.
Click
for
confirm and
material.
move on. Click confirm and watch the
Right.
video.
Of course.
Thank you, Jeffy. I appreciate
First
it.
of all,
Yeah.
First of all, just click confirm and watch the video. That's all. That's all you have to do.
The problem.
Let's go to Matt in Georgia. Hey, Matt, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, good.
I got myself a bingo today.
All right. Congratulations.
I'll tell you one thing right now. Calm the hell down.
Yeah, right?
Okay?
Back off.
You're a little bit too excited.
Yeah.
Pull it back.
I was up late last night having to rewatch the past 2 days' episodes because I missed a couple squares.
Oh,
okay.
Well, look, it paid off.
Well, you sure did.
So,
all right. So tell us where it happened. Where did your bingo occur?
I got on the second column.
Headed down.
Jeffy saying bougie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Keith mentions atthemikeshow.com, which is a free square every day.
Right.
I got some cattle driving to the town.
Yes.
By all that is good, right, and holy.
Okay.
And Jeffy, let me eat.
All right. Congratulations, Matt. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Enjoy whatever it is you get to take from us from patheadshop.com.
I wonder if both codes would work.
man.
The Novax on that shirt and the I have no idea.
Oh.
In the code. But now don't throw your
No,
card.
we're gonna try to fill in this
because
entire thing because
I
this
have another code that we can still use. This is
you do?
This is the last week.
Okay.
Of until Moron Trivia starts next week. So this is the last week for Pat Gray Bingo.
All right.
But I have an extra code here to give out to whoever gets the blackout. So we have a ways to go.
Okay.
We still have many squares to cover, but we have.
So we're not done for the week.
No.
So keep playing this
playing.
particular card, and we'll have one more winner before the end of the week.
If we hit
maybe,
blackout.
hopefully, we'll try. We'll see what we can do.
Jeffy thinks I'm going to give him the code if we don't get a blackout. So he thinks if he can hold off saying one thing. So I want to give it away.
We've got another video from Joe Biden that happened recently.
Oh,
this
wow.
is where he was trying to drive that big rig. He wanted to drive the truck. Is this
really?
where he said, I used to drive a semi?
Oh, yeah. That's where it was.
It's the same occurrence, right?
I don't know what life he was referring to.
By the way, the answer to that is no. No, you didn't. No, that
up his meds, man.
I know something. But then somebody put this together. I wish this had actually happened, but this
really?
feels good. Watch.
Oh, okay.
Swampy Joe, hey, what's happening? Ticker, Dick.
Heather Bouchard.
Hey, Heather, how are you? Good to see you.
Sean Smith.
Hey, Sean, how are you?
Absolutely. We're doing great.
You're not driving the truck?
Can I open the door?
No keys. There's no keys. We don't have keys. Yeah,
man.
don't think about driving this truck. You have no business driving this truck or anything else. We took a vote, and we all in agreement that you can't drive anything besides the country into the ground. That's not my opinion. That's everybody else's opinion. We're all in accordance to this idea that you can't drive. You suck at everything that you do. You're just digging a hole for all of us.
Right.
It's not fair to anybody. You're a total Nimrod, and you're not driving.
How I wish. That's really well done. It looks like it actually happened, doesn't it?
Yeah, whoever did this did such a great job because they
Awesome.
laid under that ambience, underneath the whole thing.
Yep.
That was good stuff.
Really well done. All right. 888-900-3393. It's interesting because more and more people are actually speaking out against him, and it's a bipartisan effort this time. It's going to be interesting to see how everybody reacts to yesterday's speech because it was so awful. But did he convince anybody? Did you see anybody on the left that was saying, yeah, you know what he said? Yeah, that's right.
You know what?
They couldn't have gone any better.
Let me see if Alyssa Milano.
You're
chimed in.
probably already there, right? I mean, if you're already there, I don't know that he convinced anyone.
Let's see what Alyssa Milano said because he is the right man for the
whatever
right job.
Alyssa has been taking, pharmaceutical wise, she needs to stop before she overdoses because she's taking way too much.
Yeah. She didn't comment on the speech itself.
Yeah, she's already there, though.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, she already thinks that he's doing a great job and the world is a better place because of him.
No, she spent yesterday trying to get Californians to vote, apparently, against the recall.
And we're getting into NFL and college football days. She's got clothes to sell.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
She's got sporting good clothes to sell.
Does she?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's
She has a clothing line?
Oh, she makes a fortune off of that, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, good for her. Capitalism? She's making money from capitalism?
She is definitely making money off of capitalism.
That's interesting.
That is interesting, isn't it?
Is there a number anybody can call
Yeah,
and
it is.
tell her she's a hypocrite?
1-888-F-U.
That doesn't seem to be enough numbers.
It's good enough.
But, okay.
You might be able to reach her.
Okay. 888-900-3393. Got this guy trying to blackmail his ex-wife too in family court because of her vaccination status.
Remember
this
the
kind of stuff is going to happen more and more.
Oh, and it is. I hear from your listeners all the time.
Yeah. Here he is.
Holy.
Wow, he's good.
Holy. As
Wow.
a lot of you know, I have a 5-year-old son who is with his mother, my ex-wife,
no, I didn't know
and her entire family.
You didn't? You don't
5 days a
follow him on
week while he
TikTok?
goes to
That's
school
weird.
in her district. Also, as many of you know, she and her family are all anti-vax,
I didn't know that either.
anti-mask.
That's interesting.
Guess what she admitted to while I was recording in my car?
I couldn't possibly.
I asked her point blank.
Get
Are you
this. Pause
COVID
it for a
vaccinated?
second.
She said no.
Wait. I'm not sure I'm ready for the answer because it sounds like he's about to blow us away with what she responded.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
Oh, my.
He recorded
Don't
her.
tell me. He recorded. He asked her point blank.
Correct.
If she'd been vaccinated, here's what happened.
Asked her point blank, are you COVID vaccinated? She said no.
No!
I said, do you plan to be? And she said, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
She said,
I don't
maybe.
know.
I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
Hard proof of her admitting she is not COVID vaccinated around my son.
Oh,
and
boy.
takes
Wow.
no precautions whatsoever.
None
And I
at
can
all.
subpoena video of her being in stores unvaccinated with
Oh,
no
my
mask.
gosh.
With
No.
I don't know for sure. But I think this could really help my case.
No, he doesn't know for sure, but he thinks it could.
I know something
really
for sure.
help his case.
That guy's a loser.
Yeah.
I do know that.
Oh,
for
to
sure.
about the billionth power.
It's possible. No, it's just possible.
amazing.
Watching that video, it is possible that it could help her case.
No kidding.
Yeah. Look at this psycho
Yeah.
talking to people he doesn't know about my vaccination status. And by the way, she didn't say, no, I'm never getting the vaccine. She said maybe.
Well, she said, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it was fascinating how he starts the video saying holy S 3 times, and then he has to stop it. He's like, okay, all right, I got that scripted part out of the way. Now I've got to pick it up, and now I'm going to have to ad-lib. Oh, gee. I mean, he's a psychopath, obviously, and his kid should be nowhere near him.
That's for sure.
And I hope a judge sees that. But who knows? Maybe he'll get the judge that made that lady, you can't see your son without getting the vaccine. Because it's a cult, man.
Yeah.
It's a cult.
Well, the judge is maybe on his side because of the Christmas lights behind him.
Oh.
It's possible. It's possible the judge says, oh, my gosh, yeah, the kid needs to be with you.
Oh, he
There's
had Christmas lights? I
yes,
didn't notice
He's
the
got
Christmas
the string of lights
In
behind
August, he had Christmas. I didn't miss
him.
that.
Maybe he's getting ready early. I don't know. Yeah, he's got the string of lights across the back there. And I think he's got the lights around the window. But, I mean, it could be a bonus point for a judge, to get your kids back.
Jolly all year long.
Yeah.
Got some good news for him, though, from the Babylon Bee.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because, I've told you that my wife got her first vaccination shot at Sam's Club.
Right.
Well, now, according to the Babylon Bee, in a deal that probably has nothing to do with Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine showing disappointing long-term effectiveness, the pharmaceutical giant has announced an ambitious partnership with bulk wholesale giant Costco and the unveiling of the new Pfizer Kirkland signature 5-gallon family-size vaccine booster tub.
Yes.
Awesome.
Everybody gets a booster.
That is
really funny.
Awesome.
The Babylon Bee.
Is that where you're going for your second shot, Jeffy? Costco?
No, of course not.
No, he's going to Dairy Queen. We're both going there.
Got it.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.